Today's topic feels very close to the heart because we're talking about dreams and goals. And before we go anywhere deep, I want to ask something simple. When you hear the word dream, what comes to your mind? For many people, dreams feel big, emotional, sometimes even magical. When we were children, our dreams were wild and limitless. We wanted to become astronauts, singers, athletes, writers, explorers. No one told us it was impossible. No one told us to be realistic. We simply imagined freely. But as we grow older, something changes. Life becomes practical. Responsibilities arrive. Bills, work, family expectations. And slowly, some dreams become quieter. Not because they disappeared, but because we stopped talking about them. I think dreams are deeply connected to identity. They show us what excites us, what makes us feel alive. A dream is often a vision of a future that feels meaningful. Vision means a clear picture in your mind of something you want to create or become. When you have a vision, you can almost see yourself there. Maybe you dream of starting your own business. Maybe you dream of speaking English fluently and confidently. Maybe you dream of living in another country or building a peaceful life for your family. Dreams are emotional. They give us direction. But here's where many people get confused. A dream alone is not enough. A dream is like the sky, beautiful, wide, inspiring. But without action, it stays far away. That's where goals come in. Goals are different. Goals are practical. A goal is a specific step that moves you toward your dream. For example, if your dream is to write a book, your goal might be to write 500 words every weekend. If your dream is to improve your English, your goal might be to practice speaking for 15 minutes every day. The dream gives you energy. The goal gives you structure. And structure is important because it turns emotion into progress. I remember when I first started thinking seriously about one of my dreams. I had this big idea in my mind, but I didn't know where to start. It felt exciting, but also overwhelming. Overwhelming means something feels so big that it becomes stressful. When a dream feels overwhelming, many people give up before they begin. But the moment I broke it into smaller goals, something changed. It didn't feel impossible anymore. It felt manageable. That's the power of goals. They make big dreams less scary. There's also something interesting about dreams. They often stay with us for many years. Even if we ignore them, they return. Maybe you once dreamed of learning music. Even if you stopped, the idea still visits your mind sometimes. That's not random. That's your inner self reminding you of something meaningful. But we must be honest. Not every dream needs to become reality. Some dreams simply show us what we value. The important part is understanding which dreams still matter to us today, because sometimes we hold on to old dreams that no longer match who we are now. So the first step in talking about dreams and goals is reflection. Ask yourself, what do I truly want now? Not 5 years ago, not what other people expect. What feels right for me at this stage of life? When you answer that honestly, you begin creating clarity. And clarity makes goal setting much easier. Because once you know your direction, you can choose your steps carefully. Dreams are emotional fuel, goals are daily actions, and when those two work together, progress begins.
I really like how you explained that difference, because many people use the words dream and goal as if they mean the same thing, but they feel different inside. A dream feels exciting and sometimes far away. A goal feels closer, more concrete. Concrete means something clear and real, not abstract. And I think one reason people struggle is because they only focus on the dream. They imagine success, but they don't plan the path. When I was younger, I had many dreams. I wanted to travel the world, learn languages, build something meaningful. But for a long time, those dreams stayed only in my imagination. I talked about them, but I didn't take action. And slowly, I felt frustrated. Frustrated means feeling upset because you're not making progress. That frustration taught me something important. Talking about dreams feels good. Working on goals feels difficult. But only one of those changes your life. I realized that if I truly respected my dreams, I needed to create small commitments. Commitment means deciding to do something and sticking to it. For example, when I wanted to improve my English years ago, my dream was to speak confidently without fear. That was the emotional part. But my goal was simple: practice every day, even if I made mistakes. That daily practice wasn't exciting.
Some days it felt boring, but consistency built confidence, and confidence slowly made the dream feel real. There is also something powerful about writing down your goals. When a goal stays in your head, it feels optional. When you write it down, it becomes more serious. It becomes something you can measure. Measurement is important because it shows progress, and progress builds motivation. I also believe that goals should match your reality. If your goal is too big at the beginning, you may lose motivation quickly. For example, if someone says, "I will study English 3 hours every day," that sounds impressive, but if they've never studied consistently before, it may be unrealistic. Then when they fail, they feel disappointed. So instead, they could start with 20 minutes. Small goals build confidence. Big goals without preparation build pressure. Another important thing is patience. Dreams often take time, sometimes years. We live in a world where people want fast results, but meaningful goals usually require steady effort. That's why it's helpful to fall in love not only with the dream, but also with the process. The process is the daily work, the repetition, the improvement. If you only love the result, you may quit when progress feels slow. But if you learn to enjoy the journey, you stay longer. And staying longer increases your chances of success. I also think it's healthy to share your dreams with people who support you. Not everyone will understand your vision, but the right people will encourage you. They won't laugh at your ambition. They will remind you why you started when you feel tired. Because yes, there will be moments when you feel doubt. Doubt is normal. Doubt doesn't mean your dream is wrong. It means you're stepping into something new. So in this first phase, I think the most important message is this: don't stop dreaming, but don't stop there. Respect your dreams enough to build goals, even small ones, because a dream without a goal remains a wish, but a dream with a goal becomes a direction, and direction changes everything.
Welcome back, everyone. In this part of our conversation, let's go deeper into dreams and goals. Earlier, we talked about having dreams and setting goals. Now I want to discuss something very important: the difference between having a dream and actually working toward it. Many people say, "I want to be successful," or "I want to travel the world," or "I want to start my own business." These are beautiful dreams, but a dream without action remains only a wish. The real transformation happens when you turn that dream into specific goals and daily habits. For example, if your dream is to become fluent in English, your goal might be to practice speaking for 30 minutes every day. Then you create a routine. Maybe you listen to an English podcast in the morning and speak with a friend in the evening. When you connect your dream to small daily actions, you start building progress step by step. Another important point is clarity. A clear dream gives you direction. If you only say, "I want a better life," that is too general. Instead, ask yourself, what does a better life mean to me? Is it financial freedom? Is it better health? Is it more time with family? When you answer these questions honestly, your dream becomes more powerful and more personal. Also, we must talk about fear. Many people are afraid to talk about their dreams because they worry others will laugh at them or judge them. But every successful person once had a dream that seemed impossible. Think about entrepreneurs who started from nothing. Think about athletes who trained for years before anyone noticed them. They believed in their dreams even when nobody else did. So if you have a dream, protect it. Share it with people who support you, not with people who discourage you. And remember, dreams can change. Sometimes, as we grow and learn, our dreams evolve. That is normal. You are allowed to change your goals as you understand yourself better. The key is to keep moving forward. Even small progress is still progress.
I really like what you said about clarity and action. I want to add something about planning. When we talk about goals, planning is extremely important. Imagine you want to climb a mountain. You cannot just wake up one day and run to the top. You need preparation, equipment, and training. The same idea applies to life goals. If your dream is to get a promotion at work, you need a plan. Maybe you need to improve certain skills. Maybe you need to take a course or learn new software. When you break your big dream into smaller steps, it feels less overwhelming. Many people give up because they feel their dream is too big. But big dreams are achieved through small, consistent actions. Another important aspect is patience. We live in a fast world where everyone wants quick results. Social media often shows only success, not the years of effort behind it. When you work toward a goal, you might not see results immediately. That can be frustrating. But discipline and patience are part of the journey. Also, it's important to review your goals regularly. Ask yourself every few months, am I still passionate about this? Am I moving in the right direction? Reflection helps you stay aligned with your true dreams. I also believe that writing your goals down makes a big difference. When you write something, it becomes more real. It moves from your imagination to a concrete plan. You can even create a vision board or a simple list in a notebook. Finally, celebrate small wins. If your goal is long-term, you need motivation along the way. Celebrate when you complete a course, save a certain amount of money, or improve a skill. These small celebrations keep your energy high and remind you that you are making progress. Dreams are powerful, but disciplined action is what turns them into reality.
In this phase, let's make our discussion more practical. It's easy to talk about dreams in a motivational way, but I think listeners also want real-life examples and simple steps they can follow. Let me share a story about someone I know. A friend of mine always dreamed of becoming a public speaker. He was shy in school and was afraid of speaking in front of people. Whenever he had to present something, his hands would shake and his voice would become very quiet. For many years, he believed that being a confident speaker was only for talented people. But one day, he decided to change that belief. He realized that confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build. So instead of focusing on the big dream, speaking on big stages, he started with small goals. First, he practiced speaking alone in his room. Then he recorded his voice and listened to it. After that, he joined a small local speaking club where only 10 to 15 people attended. At the beginning, he made mistakes. Sometimes he forgot his words. Sometimes he spoke too fast. But instead of quitting, he treated each mistake as feedback. Over time, his confidence improved. After 2 years of consistent effort, he was invited to speak at a larger event. His dream didn't happen overnight. It was the result of many small, uncomfortable steps. This example shows that dreams require courage. Courage doesn't mean you are not afraid. It means you act even when you are afraid. Another practical step is to visualize your success. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself achieving your goal. If your dream is to travel the world, imagine yourself at the airport, holding your passport, feeling excited. Visualization helps your brain believe that the goal is possible. When your mind believes something is achievable, your actions become stronger and more focused.
That story is very inspiring, and it highlights something important: consistency. Many people feel motivated for a few days or weeks, but then they lose energy. The key difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is consistency. Even when motivation disappears, discipline keeps you moving. Let's take another example. Imagine someone whose dream is to become financially independent. They want to stop worrying about money and live comfortably. At first, they might feel excited and start saving aggressively. But after a few months, they may feel tired of saying no to shopping or entertainment. This is where long-term thinking becomes important. Instead of focusing on what they are giving up, they should focus on what they are building. Maybe they start tracking their expenses carefully. Maybe they invest a small amount every month. Over 5 or 10 years, these small actions can create a big difference. Another useful method is accountability. When you share your goal with a trusted friend or mentor, you feel more responsible. You are less likely to quit because someone else knows about your commitment. You can also measure your progress regularly. For example, if your goal is to improve your English speaking skills, you can record yourself every month and compare your fluency. When you see improvement, even small improvement,
you feel encouraged. I also want to mention the importance of balance. While working hard toward your goals, don't forget to rest and take care of your mental health. Burnout can destroy motivation. Dreams should inspire you, not exhaust you. It's okay to take breaks, as long as you don't give up completely. Remember, achieving dreams is a marathon, not a sprint. Slow and steady progress often leads to stronger and more sustainable success.
All right, in this final phase, let's practice more natural and advanced conversation about dreams and goals. Imagine you are meeting a friend after many years, and you are catching up. You want to talk about how your dreams have changed over time. So let me ask you, do you think your childhood dreams are the same as your current goals?
Honestly, not at all. When I was a child, I dreamed about becoming a famous athlete. I imagined traveling around the world, winning competitions, and being recognized by everyone. But as I grew older, I understood my interests and abilities better. Now my goals are more realistic and aligned with my strengths. I still dream big, but I focus on achievable steps.
That's very relatable. Many people confuse dreams with fantasies. A dream gives direction, while a fantasy often has no action plan. For example, someone may dream of becoming a successful entrepreneur. That dream can become a goal if the person starts learning business skills, saving money, and building connections. Without action, it remains only a wish.
Exactly. I also believe that goals need structure. If you simply say, I want to be successful, it is too general. But if you say, I want to improve my English speaking skills in 6 months so I can get a better job, that is specific and measurable. Clear goals create motivation because you know what you are working toward.
Yes, and sometimes we are afraid to share our dreams with others. We worry that people might judge us or laugh at us. But talking about your goals can actually strengthen your commitment. When you say your goal out loud, it feels more real. You become responsible for your progress.
I agree, but we should also be careful about who we share our dreams with. Some people are supportive and encouraging, while others may be negative. Surrounding yourself with positive people can make a big difference. They remind you why you started when you feel tired or discouraged.
That's an important point. Another challenge is dealing with failure. When working toward a big dream, failure is almost unavoidable. You might apply for many jobs and get rejected. You might start a project and it doesn't work. But failure doesn't mean your dream is wrong. It just means you need to adjust your strategy.
Absolutely. I think resilience is essential. Successful people often fail many times before reaching their goals. The difference is that they don't quit. They learn from mistakes and continue improving. For example, if someone wants to start a YouTube channel about personal development, they might not get many views in the beginning. But if they stay consistent and improve their content, growth will come.
Consistency is powerful. Small daily actions can create big results over time. If your dream is to write a book, you don't need to write everything in 1 week. Writing 1 page every day can eventually become a complete book. Big dreams are achieved through small, repeated efforts.
That's true. Also, sometimes our goals change, and that's okay. People grow, circumstances change, and new opportunities appear. Changing your goal does not mean you failed. It means you are learning more about yourself. The key is to keep moving forward instead of staying stuck.
Let's talk about long-term versus short-term goals. Long-term goals are big dreams that may take years. Short-term goals are smaller steps that help you reach the bigger vision. For example, if your long-term dream is to become a manager in your company, your short-term goals might include improving leadership skills, taking courses, and building experience.
Yes, and short-term goals give quick motivation because you can see progress faster. When you complete small goals, you feel confident. That confidence encourages you to continue working toward the larger dream. Without small milestones, big goals can feel overwhelming.
That's a good word, overwhelming. Many people feel stressed when they think about their future, but breaking a dream into smaller parts makes it manageable. Instead of thinking, I need to change my whole life, you can think, today I will take 1 step.
Exactly. Another important aspect is visualization. Some people like to imagine their future success. They picture themselves achieving their goals. This can increase motivation because it makes the dream feel possible. However, Visualization must be combined with action. Thinking alone is not enough.
Right. Action creates results. Even imperfect action is better than no action. Sometimes people wait for the perfect time to start, but that perfect moment rarely comes. If you wait too long, you may miss opportunities.
I also think discipline plays a role in reaching goals. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward. There will be days when you don't feel excited. On those days, discipline helps you continue.
That's a strong connection between dreams and habits. Dreams give you direction, goals give you structure, and habits give you consistency. When these three work together, success becomes more likely.
Very well said. So if someone listening right now has a dream, what advice would you give them?
I would say define your dream clearly, turn it into specific goals, break those goals into small steps, and take action daily. Don't be afraid of failure, and don't compare your progress with others. Everyone has a different journey. And I would add, be patient. Big dreams take time. Growth is slow but powerful. If you stay consistent and believe in yourself, you will move closer to your goals every single day.